Years ago, probably 2 to 3 years into my career, there was an old saying around school, which is if no one else can teach them, give them the coal. Now, I'll tell you how I got that reputation. The reputation was I've had a tremendous track record of reaching at-risk students. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had some awesome, high-performing, highly motivated students, and I've had some of the less motivated students who were at risk, and quite frequently in the same class. So I take that as a huge compliment of being able to reach all students. And I'm going to share with you the things that I've done that have helped me to have success reaching those students. Now, I've had at-risk students in AP classes. I've had them in standard classes. I've kind of taught all different levels. Currently, my teaching class load is 3 ecology classes where I've got the entire spectrum of very at risk all the way to high performing. And then I've got some AP classes that are, most of them are college bound juniors and seniors, but there's a few at risk students in there as well. So with my AP students, I have less leeway than I do with my ecology students. So let's talk about what I do with my ecology classes, which is this. My ecology classes have a significant number of at-risk students in there. And for both classes, every single day, I start out outside of the classroom without fail, every single day, saying good morning or good afternoon to every single student. Now, if you're teaching at-risk students, many of them are just mad at the world. They've got so many different things going on in their personal life. It, it probably bothers them that they've got this adult saying good morning or good afternoon. And if you teach at-risk students, you probably know that on day one, the first couple of weeks, some of them that are not even going to acknowledge you. They just put their head down, look angry, and walk right on by. But over the course of the year, as you continue to do that every single day, they start to respond. Some of them, it takes months before they realize this adult's not going to give up on me. So that's where I start, is every single day I greet them at the door and I wish them a good day. And I always say, have a great afternoon or a great morning when they leave. And you can't get impatient. You have to be patient with this. Is it takes times. I've got students who sometimes won't acknowledge I even exist when they're walking into the classroom for months, sometimes even to the second or third 9 weeks. I mean, it takes a while, but eventually they realize this person's not going to give up on me and they respond. The second thing that I do is I meet with my D's and my F's at my class or at my desk every single week. Every single week, I will pull up Skyward, that's the grading program we use, and I will call every single D and F up to my desk and I ask them this question. Do you know what you're missing? And it's either yes or no. And if I doubt they know what they're missing, I'll have them pull Skyward up on their phone and say, show it to me. Show me what you're missing. And then I will sit down and I will prioritize with them. I'll say, okay, this assignment's worth the most points. I suggest you complete this one first. I would do this one second. I would do this one third. So you can't assume that they have supportive parents or a supportive home life to where anybody else is giving them this skill set. That's what we do as teachers. Assume they don't have that skill set, and it's incumbent upon you to help them develop that skill set. We have to help these students develop skill sets that will allow them to succeed in society, to hold a job, and hopefully go on to some kind of institution afterwards, whether it's trade school or college. So the first step is getting them to acknowledge what they're missing. The second is to get them to prioritize what they're missing. And the third is to sit down and get them to complete what they're missing. And with my ecology students, they get full credit for anything that they complete that quarter. So that way they don't give up. I want them to have some success. Now you can raise the bar a little bit fourth 9 weeks and tell them they things need to be on time or there's going to be a grade deduction each week or whatever it is you want to do. But the first thing you want to do is get them to realize they can still complete the work, not give up on it, and completely shut down. That's very, very important. And I've had a lot of success with that. So again, I call every student up to my desk every single week. And what you'll find is some of your D's and F's will move up to the C range or the B range. And now you're not having to call them up to your desk. You can still check in on them and ask them if they need assistance with anything, and then congratulate them and tell them doing a great job. And then you can really, really hone in on those students who are still not getting things done, the D's and F's. And they know, they know that every week they're coming up to my desk, and I'm going to not give up on them until the end of the school year. And even then, I'm not going to give up on them. Hopefully, another teacher connects with them. But you can't assume that they have the same background you do, the same support structure, the same skill set. And a lot of these students have slipped through the cracks, and other teachers, they've just shut down and be able to get through the system. And eventually you'll get buy-in if you do this. Again, I tell people that I micromanage my D's and F's because they don't have the skill set to succeed. But I will help them develop the skill set to succeed. The next thing I will do is I'll teach them how to take a test, look at the things they missed, and put the questions on note cards and the answers on the back. And that way, when they see that question again, they'll get it correct. So there's a number of things. You help them build the skill set, but you have to have patience and need to understand that it's not something that happens in days, even weeks. This can take months. I've got kids that probably won't connect with me, not a lot, but a few kids that won't connect with me until about the third 9 weeks. But having done this for 28 years, I know eventually almost all of them will connect with me at some point. There might be two or three kids who just have completely shut down and there's not much I can do with. But the vast majority, if they understand there's an adult on campus who cares about them, that they can reach out to and continues to support them. The other part about this is when you're in a parent conference and they're not doing well, you can tell the parent that you've allowed them to complete the work for full credit for the entire quarter, and they've got no excuses. Basically, it means they're not doing the work. So that helps you in parent conferences as well. I hope these tips help. Don't give up on your at-risk kids. Be patient with them because when they buy in, they'll do anything for you. I connect with these kids on social media after they graduate, and it's led to many, many lifelong friendships. And many of them have really turned things around, and they will give you all sorts of kudos and credits and shout out when they succeed because you were that teacher who reached them. Have a great school year. Keep being heroes. Don't give up on your at-risk kids. Cole out.